Hello everyone. Today in my channel I have just described few coding interview questions of Java multi-threading. So I have explained two popular coding questions which are mostly asked in the Java interview question. So let's go to the problem. So the first problem is the producer consumer problem. This is very classical, old and a very common problem which you must also know. So let's get to the solution. Let's start with the producer consumer problem. What that problem is, like we have a message play message object here, and this message object is shared between producer thread and consumer thread. So at this message, producer thread will put the message and consumer thread will consume it. So it should not happen like producer will keep producing the message and replacing the existing message, because since we can only put only one message over here, and consumer is not able to consume the message which I produced earlier. Or it should not happen that consumer is consuming null message when producer is not producing any message. So because producer and consumer thread are running concurrently, so we have to synchronize them. Like there should be a sequence and pattern. Producer should produce the message on the empty message object, and then consumer should consume when it's full, or let's say there is a message which exists. So what I have done in this program, I have created a message class which has a string kind of message, string type of, it's a private constructor which will initialize two empty message string, and then getter and setter. So this is our main method. In main method we have created a message class object, and there are two threads, producer and consumer, and then just starting them, consumer dot start or producer dot start. So in this producer and consumer we are passing this message object. That's why this message is shared between these two. So we have to take care, like data should be consistent, so that it should not happen like one is updating, one is deleting, and while reading data will get lost. Now let's see the producer and consumer class which we should implement for this. So this producer class implements runnable method as it's a thread, and then in the constructor, like I have created this private message, and then in constructor I have provided this message. This message class is shared and it is in the constructor. Now let's see the run method. In the run method what we have done, I am running it like from till 5 times I am running, so that producer will be called 5 times this whole method before ending. Now since a message is shared and we need to like have atomic access, like on atomic properties, so there are the properties, acid properties of the thread. So for maintaining consistency, isolation, durability and atomicity, so these all things we need to handle, like when there's a shared resource which between multiple threads. So there's a synchronize keyword provided by Java. What it does, this synchronize puts a lock on the message object, and once this is locked, other threads cannot access it until it is released. So how we are going to release it? So there's a wait method which will release the lock, and there's a notify method. This will notify the other thread, like now you can access once I am done. So basically what happens, the wait method which keeps the message will keep this thread in the blocked state, because it is waiting for some requirement and release the resource, that is shared resource, while notify method will not keep the thread in blocked state. It's just complete the execution, and whatever, if thread has some other parts to execute, it goes to continue on that, like keeping it in runnable state, or it will just terminate the thread. So see, like here just printing inside producer, and I'm checking. Now producer has to produce the message, like put some new message, but even only if message is empty. So that's what I'm checking, message dot get message, and it should be empty string. If it is empty string, just setting a message new message and logging it on the console, and then we are doing notify. So what it does, it just notify other thread. If other threads are also waiting because message is locked, then they can start executing. But if message is not empty, there's a message on the message class already, so we don't need to put any other message. That's why just logging already have message and just making it wait, so that this thread will not terminate execution. It is in the blocked state until message is empty. So after some time, like or whenever a notify other thread do notify, then this thread start executing again. Yeah, I mean like comes from blocked state to runnable state. Now in consumer, what I have done similar, like executing it 5 times, logged the message object, and then sys out inside consumer. So we are checking here now. Consumer can consume only if message is not empty. So if it's not empty, just receiving the message, then uh, making it empty, and now doing notify. So once I do it notify, after consuming it and making it empty, this message which is in the blocked state start executing, and it again puts lock on the message, and then check if message is empty and put the message in it. Now in else case, like if there is no message, it's empty, then just printing no message and putting it on the wait, like putting it in the blocked state until I got a message. So that's how these two threads are synchronized. So let's run and see the behavior here. If you see, it's going inside producer. Now setting producer, new message is placed. But again, producer got the execution CPU. So it's again inside the producer. But producer has a message here. So now what it does, it is just going to call message.wait. So when message.wait is called, this will release the lock on the message and keep this method in the blocked state. Now this message cannot get the execution again since it is blocked. Consumer will execute. Consumer consume the message, make it empty, and release the lock. Now again, when the consumer call message.notify, any thread which is available for execution can execute. So consumer is also available for execution. Run producer is also available for execution. Now it depends on CPU uh, or how it is designed. So here in our case, consumer is picked up. So consumer say no message. Again, it just when there is no message, it just put on wait. Now since wait is called, this message is blocked. It cannot execute. So now this is the thread. Since earlier it was notified, this thread start executing inside producer, setting the value, placing the value, again notifying. So again on notifying, consumer can be called, producer can be called. It's not sure like when you notify only consumer will be called. It's not like that, because let's say if we have 4 or 5 sets, then how to decide which will be executed? It's a random you can say the mechanism implemented by your operating system. So that's how what we are saying, like there's no mismatch like anywhere, like if message is placed and consumer say like no message, it's not like it's not happening, right? So that's how the producer consumer problem work, and that's how we handle the synchronization of the shared resources in multi-threads. So there are many solutions to the earlier problem which we have seen on producer consumer, but I have used only synchronized approach. There are multiple approach like blocking queue and locks. We will see it later on in the next videos. For now, the next question is the simple. There are multiple threads which are printing the sequence of the number, but those threads should also execute in order. So let's see what it is. So for the next question, we have 3 threads, and these 3 threads should print a sequence of 1 to 100, like 1 2 3 4 5, but it should happen like all threads should print equal number of uh, integers. Like if there are 1 to 100, then approx t1 thread should print 33 number, t2 should again rest of the 33, 3 should again rest of the 33. It's not like that T1 will print 1, T2 will print 2, T3 will print 3. So it should be like this. And now, so what's the challenge here? Like, you can say like, okay, we can have a common variable which will handle the list count, like number count, and then we will synchronize it between the thread. But earlier we saw the problem when we are executing producer and consumer. So it's not decided that only producer will be called or only consumer will be called when I do notify. So now that I need to maintain also, like this thread should only execute once I notify, I release the shared resource. So for that, what I have done, this is the sequence class which is handling count. So we have used a kind of semaphore concept here. So what is that? In sequence, there is a count variable int which is holding the count initially, like constructor, getter, setter, and the increment operator, which will increase its value. So in the main class, yes, in the main class, I have created the sequence object. Initial value is 1, and then created 3 threads and pass these values. So here I have given this 0, 1, 2 name. This is the name of the thread 0, 1, 2, and pass the shared variable sequence. And I am doing t0 dot start, t1 dot start, t2 dot start. So this let's say print sequence class. So what this print sequence class have two things: sequence object, shared object, and then thread ID which we have passed, like 0, 1, 2 here. So in run method, what happens? In run method, what I am checking is if sequence of count is less than equals to 100, yeah, then I have to print only when count is less than 100. Otherwise, we will stop the termination because we have to execute till 1 to 100. Now, if it is less than 100, I will call print sequence. In print sequence, I am synchronizing over sequence class because it's a shared variable. I will put this will put the lock on sequence. Once the lock is put on sequence, I will check sequence, the count of the sequence, and I will divide it by 3 since we have 3 threads, and I am comparing it with thread ID. So what happened, what we are doing here is, if thread ID is 0 and the number which is getting printed is also number divided by 3, number mod 3 is equals to 0, then that thread will print the number. If number mod 3 is equals to 1, then T1 thread will print the number. If number mod 3 equals to 2, then T2 thread will print the number. So we are now handling the sequence. It's not based on the operating system logic. It's now handled by us. Which thread will execute and when. So if it is equals to the thread ID, then we will just do printing the value and then incrementing it and notifying all other thread that now they can start execution. If it is not equals to the thread ID, we will just sequence dot wait and put the thread in the blocked state until other thread print the number and do notify all. So that's how we are handling both sequence, order of execution of threads, and also handling the consistency between shared resource. I hope you are also learning the concept with me in the video, and you understand how basically synchronize, block, wait, and notify work when there are multiple threads, and how to handle the shared resources and protect them and ensure asset properties in a multi-threading problem scenario. So if you like the videos, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.